I attempted once in my life. My sister, she died from suicide at the age of 23 in 1986. And my sister was my hero. I was the youngest of five, so of course everyone babied me, but she really, not saying babied me, she really taught me. Like she taught me poetry, she taught me about books and reading novels and James Baldwin and Langston Hughes. And she, like I said, she was just so talented. You know, she could draw, she could write, and I definitely looked up to her. She was the person in my life who made me feel smart. And everything seemed well, like that was years prior. But at the time that it did happen, everything seemed well. You know, she seemed well. She had a 2-year-old son. They just moved into a new apartment, and she seemed happy. And then the day came that the police knocked on our door saying that she died. Like I said, I fell apart. My life spiraled from that point. I was 19 at the time. She was 23 at the time. And for some strange reason, with her dying at 23, I thought, in my mind, I thought I was supposed to die at 23. I always thought I was never going to live past the age of 23. So things in my life wasn't going all that great, that when I was 25, I tried to take my life. And then I changed my mind. And I contacted the neighbor, let them know what I did, and they called the ambulance. They brought me to the hospital. And it wasn't 2 years later that I got myself clean and sober. So come this August, God willing, it will be 20 years. So last year, it would have been my sister's 55th birthday. And as always, I put it on Facebook because I feel sharing your story is just really important because you just never know who it's going to touch. And for that reason, I love Facebook because you hear so many different stories, and it just gives you hope because you're like, if they can do it, you know, there's hope for me too. So when I put that up there, you know, if my sister had lived, she would have been 55. And someone I used to work with contacted me. They inboxed me saying that their brother recently died from suicide. And she was like I didn't know we had that in common. And so she started inboxing me like, how'd you get through it? You know, every day's a struggle and stuff, and we're going back and forth. So I started Googling to try to find resources to help her. And with Googling, I noticed that there weren't too many things in communities of color. Like things were in Cambridge or Arlington and things like that. So it was the next day, September 10th, and it was also the beginning of Suicide Awareness Week, that I said I am going to form Dee Dee's Cry, which is named after my sister, and it's going to bring resources about suicide awareness to communities of color, surrounded by community events. So my thought is when you involve family and you involve community, it just strengthens a person. So Dee Dee's Cry had its first event the day before Easter. It was Dee Dee's Cry, Heart for Suicide Awareness, and Easter Egg Hunt. Because not too many people will come out for, say, a suicide awareness event, but they would come out for a family event. And so they come out to hop and find eggs, and there's the resources there. So I had like the, local community health centers and resources, the Massachusetts Coalition of Suicide Prevention there and stuff, and that is Dee Dee's Cry.